Coming up next, meet two bands with different musical styles. You'll hear and learn about the music they create. Discover what it takes to belly dance. Find out why these insects don't bug people. And meet a musician who makes his own instruments. It all starts now on funaddicts.tv.
Day in the Bay to have some fun.
And that's why we're at the Bay Street Arts and Music Festival in Emeryville, California. They have a lot of interesting booths, some music stages, even a performance stage with some dancing. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I think I hear some fun calling us now. Let's go check it out.
The 5th Annual Bay Street Arts and Music Festival filled 2 blocks with tents featuring local and regional artists and craftspeople. Music and other performances were available on several stages. Nearby shops and restaurants expanded the experience for people attending this relatively small but very enjoyable event.
Zādell Music is the name of the group. Zoe stands for Zoe and David Ellis, and we got started because it was time. We've been siblings for about 35 years now.
Yeah, well, we got started right out of the womb pretty much, and we just released Zoe's first record as a leader, Zoe Ellis Live at Anna's Jazz Island, and on that record, produced by her big brother. Unbelievable production. On that record, you will hear excerpts of Zoe and I at around 8 and 6 years old, respectively, pretty much doing the same thing with a tape recorder in front of the mirror or whatever, with tennis rackets for guitars and pretending we were on stage. So we made it happen. We made it happen.
Even then the magic
We've been making it happen. The magic is working. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
So have you always performed together, or have you gone off on your own for a while?
No, actually.
Never, really. Tiny bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But not seriously until this last about 2 years. We got really serious, and now we see each other all the time. We gig together all the time. Yeah.
I was, I'm a jazz saxophonist sort of by trade, I guess. So I was stubbornly being Mr. Jazz Guy. So now I understand that I cannot do it alone. I must not do it alone.
But he does. Realistically, he has 3 records, 2 of which were produced by Orrin Keepnews, who, if you know anything about jazz, is about the greatest jazz producer there is out there, that are a combination, I think, of straight-ahead jazz and some of the sort of R&B feel that David and I grew up liking and enjoying. So it was good that he was out there doing his thing, and I was busy doing what? Being in a funk band, like a 13-piece funk band?
It's always been singing forever. So if you have clips of what we just did, Caitlin and Zoe had a group for a long time. Zoe's been doing records for a long time. We just haven't done anything together. Actually, Zoe had a hit with in the movie High School High, which was a Queen cover called, what was it called?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. They were in a group called The Braids. So you just got to search your archives, iCarves.
You can find the video on YouTube somewhere.
Yes,
yeah, you can do it.
So we've been in music all our lives.
Yeah.
That's great. So
short answers.
That's fine. My question is, now you sound like you support yourself with your music full time. Are you able to do that too?
No, both of us work full-time day jobs, actually.
There was a time. There was a time. But do you know how you make $1 million in the jazz business?
How's that?
You start with 2. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, like I said, I work full-time for Kaiser Permanente, and that makes it so that when I do this, I don't have to make the money. I get to make the money. And David worked full-time still in the music industry, though.
I work because I don't have enough gigs. If anyone is out there is looking for a bald sax, no, I work actually at Bose Audio. And so I went to Berklee College of Music, got a degree in production and engineering. So I'm working with speakers and audio still. So still a passion, and thus the production of Zoe's unbelievably produced album. Zoe Ellis Live.
That's great. So how do your
Jazz Island.
how do your fans follow you? Do you have a website?
Yeah, we're at myspace.com, and it's actually under Zoe Ellis Group, because I thought that I was just sort of putzing around getting to know the MySpace thing, and then people started coming along. So it stayed the Zoe Ellis Group, or you can go to Zādellmusic.com, that's Zadell music.com. You can go to zoeellis.com, that's one E, so Zoellis.com, or daveellis.com. There's no way you won't find us. If you just went to Google and put in Dave and Zoe Ellis or Zādell, we'd come up.
You're all over the place. So do you just perform mainly in the Bay Area, or do you travel all over the country?
We both leave. We don't leave together, which is odd, but not yet. But David and I with Zādell perform a lot in the Bay Area. But David leaves to go, you've been back and forth to Texas, New York, a whole bunch of stuff. And same here, I just got back from Canada. But they're with other groups that we both perform in, because we're both basically in 3 or 4 functioning, gigging groups at any given time. So we're glad when we get a chance to play together.
Who writes the songs?
Both of us.
That make the whole world sing?
Don't make that.
I write those. Zoe, and has a couple of writing buddies in England, and they're like the dream team. So for the music that you just heard and the music on the record, it's a combination of Zoe and Monkey and Chris. And I just oversee and make sure that, no, I don't do anything really.
That's a lie. That's silly. The only reason that half of those tunes exist is because my brother got on my case one day and said, you don't have to save the world with every song. You could just write an Ooh Baby tune. And then I went to England and I kept writing Ooh Baby, and those were the songs that people liked. But a lot of the material on David's 3 records, Raven, In the Long Run, and Don't Say It, In the Long Run.
King of Things.
No, the record.
Oh,
Raven,
State of Mind. State of Mind.
Most of that music is original as well. It's David's writing. So we don't get enough time in the day to sit down and write together, but we're starting. We're sending each other audio clips and trying to get it going. So.
Yeah, it's just gonna a slow process, but
I feel sorry for him. He's like, what do? They stop?
No, it's
do they
fine.
ever stop
No, we
talking?
don't. No, we make interviews real easy by
We were raised
blabbering.
by 2 sociologists,
Yeah.
so it just sort of keeps going. 2 doctors of sociology.
So the songs are now, Ooh Baby, You Can Save the World.
That
Well,
was really fun.
good luck saving the world, and I know if it's your music, it will probably do it. So it's been
Thank you
great.
for being teachers. Zādell Music, thank you very much for spending part of your Saturday with us. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Tell me a little bit about how you got into your music that you're doing now.
I'm trying to follow my father. He taught me when I was like have like 8 years. He's doing in Ecuador where I come from. So he's musician over there. So I like so much that he's doing. So I'm trying to follow to him and enjoy it so much. And when I was like at 12 years, I'm trying to performing with him. It's kind of fun to be on stage and do stuff like that. Yeah.
So it started with your father being a musician, and now you are carrying on.
Yes.
Now, I noticed that your flute that you were playing, there's 2 different sizes of flute that you used.
Yes, I have a different size. I'm making with the wood. Also, I have someone with the bamboo. But the short flute is high pitch, and the long one is kind of deep sounds. My my favorites, the deep sounds. I like to make the big ones. That's kind of nice, and it's nice to hear a deep one. Yeah.
Now, I noticed when you were playing. Now, does this require reading music, or do you just your spirit within just starts playing these sounds?
I think it's coming with your soul. I wrote my own music that you hear me today. That's my song. I don't know. Sometimes I feel alone. Sometimes I feel happy. It depends on this coming from me. So I like it. I'm doing myself also the guitars and the flutes too. I trying to do in different channel recording, and then I put together, and then it's gonna give me the great sound and the nice. Well, I like it. I like so much making music. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's your passion. So mostly all the music comes out of your soul and it comes from within.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, do you believe that everyone has a song within them?
I'm sorry, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So do you think we all have songs within us?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But you can only speak for yourself that you have that. Yes, yes. Now, how long does it take to make a flute?
I'm not. Can't tell you how long because it's kind of different process. Also, I like to make like a 3 or 4 in same time. Same time make me more easy that way. But I'm not sure because I have to go to lunch, I have to take a break, and I have to enjoy it in the house. And I'm not sure how long it take me to make that. But it takes time. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
So what do you enjoy more, playing them or making them?
It's my best hobby, I can say, making flutes. I have a passion for that too, but same time the music is. I think that's my best part of my life. Yeah.
So tell me now, do you have children? Are they following in your footsteps?
Yes, I have two, and I think they are enjoying. They're trying to learn too. I hope they can do like I did with my father too. So I don't know. I don't know yet. But it's in these countries are kind of a little bit different. But I hope I'm trying to do that. I hope so I can do that. I hope so. And that's my goal. But I don't know. I don't know yet. So yeah, they have to do that. They want to do it. So I have to see whether they like it.
Now, what is your cultural background?
My culture is I was born in Ecuador, so I have many things over there, and it was wonderful. As a big celebrates over there, like we celebrate the big celebration is called the harvest. We have different costumes with different dressings, and then we start dancing our traditional music. I went this year over there. Just I came from there, so it's kind of amazing to see how many people from here, from Europe, is enjoying the metal dancing too. It's kind of fun to see that. It's nice. I like it. I went there and then I came here. I went to church. My battery is over there, so I'm here again. So I'm trying to do again that I have inside of me.
Now, I enjoyed your music so much, and I'm definitely going to buy one of your CDs afternoon. But what if somebody else wanted to know more about your music and know more about how to purchase some of your flutes or some of your CDs? Where can they go to find more information about you, Jose?
Yeah, my website is www.ancientwinds.com, and then you can go visit me to there, and then you can find me there. Yeah.
Now, can we hear some of the bits of your music on your website as well?
Yeah, you can. Yes. Yeah, you can see some parts of the CD. Yes.
Now, just another question about your flutes. Now, I notice now. The hole sizes, does that have anything to do, if you could pick this one up for me?
Sure, this is the bass flute. This is an F sharp, so this is very deep sound. So I like it put around the sound, and then when I put this one behind that, and then I can play the leader flute. It's kind of give me a nice space and nice sounds. It's kind of wonderful. This sounds like this.
Beautiful. Now I noticed some turquoise in there. Is that any significance, or is that for decorative purposes?
Kind of give me more energy, kind of more. I like rocks. Kind of, I feel like a more, give me more energy, more something is there, some like a passion, or give me more space. It's kind of beautiful. It make me feel much better. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. Can we look at one of your smaller flutes? Now you said this was a bass flute.
This is a smaller flute. This comes kind of high pitch sounds.
I can notice a different. That kind of calls forth different type of energy. It really does.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. I like it. I like everything. I like it. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure our viewers are going to like it as well. Thank you so much this afternoon for sharing a little bit about your music and about how you got involved in it. And look forward to hearing some more as we end this.
Really attracted my eye because I've never seen insects used in jewelry, and I was just wondering where that idea came from.
Actually, the entomology university students do this, and they collect the bugs from all over the world, and they collect the insects and the eggs, and once they harvest them, they study them. They live out their natural life cycle. They're not killed on purpose. So they had to figure out, well, we've got all these insects, now what do we do? So the manufacturer that sponsors the students, that helps them with their education, they in turn work for the company. So they put them in keychains and paperweights and necklaces. So that's how we came up with bug jewelry.
So did what universities provide the bugs?
University of China.
University of China. And then how did you two get involved with it?
We had gone to a show. We have another business, and we had gone to a trade show. And we saw the gentleman there, our distributor, and our grandkids just went crazy. They wanted this one, they wanted that, they wanted this, they wanted that. So we started out just buying it for them, and then when we got home, they gave them all to their teachers. And so then their teachers wanted more, and their classmates wanted more, so we ended up buying more. So we saw how excited the kids were. They just loved the bugs. So that's how we got into this.
How long have you been doing it, and how far do you travel for doing this?
We just started last October.
Last October.
Yeah, last October in 2006. And I think the farthest we've gone, well, we're going to Reno next month. So we just got started, and we basically stay within a 200-mile radius right at this point. But we would like to take off and do it full time.
What are some of the more popular items that you sell?
I think it's the keychains. The keychains and the necklaces, the kids love them because they not only use the necklaces, especially the glow in the dark, they take the keychains and put them on their backpacks and use them for zipper pulls. So that's one of our biggest, our most popular. They price range from $7, actually $5 cell phone charms to $15. And then our paperweights go from $10 to $20, and then our desktops run around $45 to $75, and then we have two large displays which run $400 and $500.
I was looking around the booth here, and I noticed there's some really interesting pieces of artifacts in here, and I was hoping you could share a little bit more about this.
We have the skeleton of the frog, and they're numbered. And the entomology students that study these, they have to know all the parts of the insect and the animals. Just like our doctors, students are becoming doctors, they learn the anatomy of the human body. They need to learn the anatomy of their insects. So we have a frog here.
And how many parts are there on that frog? I noticed. I see a few numbers on there.
Looks like 14. 14 different parts. Now what parts they are, I don't know.
You're just displaying it.
I'm learning as we go. And then we have the fish here. And if you can notice, this is centered right in the center. So it's completely scaled of all the meat and everything. It's just a skeleton. And the same thing, they need to learn all the different parts of the skeletons. And this is a teaching tool that they have. So
now I was kind of curious of what do you consider the most exotic insect that you have here?
for me, my husband says a spiny spider, and I think it's the bat.
The bat?
Bat. I have a bat.
Now, a bat is an insect?
No, a bat is not an insect, but they do study them. And we also have the skeleton of the bat, which I'm out of, but I do have the bat. This is the actual bat. And they don't, like I said, they don't kill them. They raise them, and they let them die naturally. So they have to also learn their mating habits and how long they live, how often they mate, and then once they die, then they place them in here.
So it's kind of like taxidermy, right? So a taxidermy of insects, you would call this, to where it's basically preserving it for study or for if you love insects. This is one way to do it. You're not out killing insects.
No, they don't go out to kill them, and they don't kill anything that's here. They let them die naturally. So we have a dragonfly, and a lot of people get upset because we have the box turtle, but it's the same thing. They raise them. And when, they only live so long, and at the end of their life cycle, they utilize them. Instead of grounding them up for anything, they use them. They put them in here for a teaching tool. So all of our kids get to learn about all the different insects without having the fear of them crawling on them or, having any type of phobia.
Now, speaking of phobias and fears, now, are you sure you don't have any nightmares being surrounded by all these insects and bugs?
I don't have any nightmares. So in fact, I dream about what's coming next, because we have a life cycle of the insect brain that's coming and the heart.
The life cycle of an insect brain. Now, do insects even have a brain?
Insects have a brain. Believe it or not, we have some coming that's the brains and the hearts, the heart chambers. And I keep waiting. It's been a long process getting them because they're still experimenting on how to do it, because there's a lot of fluid in them, and if you have a lot of fluid, you get a lot of air bubbles. So they're trying to figure out at this point of how to get out the air bubbles.
Now you're really getting involved in this insect business. Now, when you know what's their hearts and their brains.
We do a lot of the schools, so this is very educational for the kids, and the biology teachers love it. They get to show their students all that, and they don't have to worry about washing their hands for disease or anything like that, because they're encased in hard resin.
And I notice you really can study them a lot more closely now that they are preserved and not alive.
Not alive, correct.
Now, I just recently went to the Midwest, and it was the 17th. Every 17 years, the cicadas come about, and I heard a lot about them, and you talked about them to me just recently. Can you tell me a little bit about your cicadas over here?
Well, this one here is called a cicada. This one is from the south. That is a 7-year cicada. It comes out once every 7 years. Now, this is the 17-year cicada from the East Coast, and that's this one here. It's a golden cicada. And you don't find them here in California, which is a good thing. And I believe they're from the locust family. They come out, they mate, they live for a certain amount of time, they shed their skin, and then they go underground and they bury their eggs and they die.
Now, is there any other types of insects that shed their skins?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not an expert either. But all I know is the cicadas do. but I don't know about the other ones. Take it back. Scorpions do. They will shed. They call it molting. Molting, I believe is what they call it, just like a spider. Same with the female tarantulas and the male tarantulas. They do the same thing. They'll shed completely.
Now, what is the most popular item that you have here?
The scorpions and the female tarantula.
Now, do you have a black widow?
No black widows. They don't do the black widows because she's elusive. She hides. And they still study her, but they don't encase her in anything because they can't find her fast enough, and when she dies, the body starts to deteriorate. And if you don't do this within an hour, then it's not very well preserved.
It's not because they didn't want their head eaten off?
No.
I tend to stay away from black widows myself.
Actually, the spider that we have here, it's called a bejeweled spider or a spiny spider, is more venomous than a black widow. And she's right here.
Ooh, look at that. That is interesting. Look at the body. What is on the tips of her body? Is that like...
Thorns. And when the thorns turn either ruby red or emerald green, that's when she becomes venomous. You find those in the tropics like Hawaii and Asia. We don't have them here, but they're more poisonous than the black widow.
So what is your favorite insect?
I like the lady turtle bug.
Lady turtlebug? What's a lady turtlebug?
She's a ladybug, and she looks like a turtle, so they call her turtle ladybug. This one right here.
I could see why now. Do you have grandchildren?
Yes, 5.
Now, do they have their favorites?
Yes, they all have their favorite. My grandson likes the blue, it's a Schaefer beetle. It's a green Schaefer beetle. My granddaughter likes the turtle bug. And the other granddaughter, she likes them just about all, so she doesn't really have a favorite, she says. But every time we get something in new, she wants something new.
Now, traveling here with your husband at these festivals now, do you guys bug each other?
No. No, we're not bugged.
And if people want to find out more about you, where would they go?
We have an email address at the moment. We don't have a website. Our email is mrppoier@clearwire.com, or they can give us a call at area code 209-993-2186, and they can give us a call, and we give a discount to teachers. Anybody that can show us credentials of becoming that is a teacher, we do give a discounts to the schools. So we want the kids to not be afraid of the bugs, and they can handle them and learn about them. So, well, we have fun doing it.
Is this belly dancing, would you call this?
We're doing classical Egyptian belly dance, and I've been doing it about 35 years.
It shows, it shows.
Thank you. I trained in Egypt.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And tell me a little bit about, I noticed over there when I was watching you, you had this way of not only moving your body, but making this fun sound out of your mouth. Can you tell me that a little bit?
It's called a zagarit. It's a sign of praise and approval.
Okay. Can you give us a little praise and approval?
You might want to hold the microphone back a little.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, boy, I'm going to have to practice that. And now your costume here, I'll tell you, by far is just, this red is just so exotic and appealing. Now, did you make this?
No, I didn't make it. The skirt's from Egypt. Alexandria made the bra and the belt. And these are from Egypt. The gloves I'm wearing are from Egypt. Yeah.
Now, how long have you been all dancing together?
Wow, 10 years, something like that, yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about if somebody was interested in learning how to move your belly like the way that you have, what does it take?
Well, I suggest you come to Carnival of Stars in Hayward, November 10th and the 11th. We have 200 belly dancers, and it's a festival from 9 to 9 in the morning. And you'll see everything, and you can take classes with me or Latifah. So I think you'd enjoy carnivalofstars.com.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how long have you been belly dancing?
I've been studying under Alexandria for about 5 years.
And has it changed your life in any?
It has completely changed my life. I have posture now. I have correct posture, something I never dreamed of.
Amazing. And you also have movement. I noticed you're the first dancer that I saw out there, and I was like, how does she get those legs going out there and the body and the arms all moving in these different directions?
It takes lots and lots of practice and a good teacher.
Now tell me, what's the hardest thing that you find being a dancer?
The hardest thing? I think it's just a gas. I really don't have too many hard things that I encounter. It's a wonderful experience. I love the music. I love the rhythms. I've also been dancing for about 30 years, and so it's in my blood. I can't get away from it. I've tried to go away, and I always come back. Yeah.
I really can tell you are enjoying yourself up there, and it definitely must seem like a passion of yours.
It is. It's totally a passion. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank all of you for just sharing a little bit about your passions and your dance, and I just makes me want to come back tomorrow and see you here.
Our next show is, my next show is San Diego, so at Comic-Con International. I'm a comic book artist. I do belly dance comics, so.
Okay, now we can't end the interview now. Tell me about belly dancing comics.
Belly Dance Comics is a combination of myself being an artist and Allison being an artist and a cartoonist, and our book just came out 2 weeks ago, so it's bellydancecomics.com, and it's really a hot comic.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Is it interactive?
Interactive. Tough question. I got into it.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to be sure to let everybody know about that. Thank you, ladies. And Fan, can you give me just one nice little...
Yes, we can.
Woo! Thank you. All right. All right.
Sophia, tu és a menina dos meus olhos. Sophia, Sophia, I'm done with crying over you. I'm done with crying over you. No more cry me a river. No more nose dark. I'm so low. Crying over you. I'm done with crying over you, baby. Crying over you. You know I'm done with crying over you. Let's sing it.
The style of music is called fado, and it's a 200-year-old style of music that's from Portugal. They're thinking it's a blend of music from the Moors, the Iberian people, and it's the blues music of Europe. It's very lamenting, very melodious, and it's actually extremely romantic.
How long has your group been together?
5 years or so.
And why did you choose to perform at this event?
We were invited by Steve Bejour with Pro Events, Team Pro Events, and we just wanted to be a part of this wonderful, afternoon. It's a show that's near home, which is always nice. We don't have to go to Monterey like we're going at the end of July. We're going to play at the Summer of Love Pop Festival, the Monterey Pop Festival. It's a festival from the 60s, and we're going to be a part of that. So it's a good show to do.
So how far do you travel for your shows?
We've traveled as far as Portugal.
So Portugal, are any of you from Portugal?
I am from, and also Jeff.
And so how do you find the reaction to Portuguese music here in the United States?
Oh, it's funny. I can't get a gig singing English. The Doors, once I started to go into the direction of singing from my parents' homeland, the music from Portugal, that's when all of the doors creatively and all the opportunities to perform, to record a record, everything opened up for me. I guess because of the culture, the appreciation for cultural music, and I wanted to say the culture vultures that are here in the Bay Area. Is that too bad to say?
And with your following now, since you do sing a lot in Portuguese, although I notice your songs are also in English, do you primarily perform to just English-speaking audiences?
Oh no, we just did a fabulous show in June. The Dia de Portugal, we performed at their huge anniversary, the celebration of the Day of the Portuguese people, and it was in San Jose. How many people would you say were there? About over several thousand people. Yeah, so mostly Portuguese crowd. So we're actually playing into both crowds, the English crowd, Americans, and the Portuguese Americans, and the Portuguese.
Now, many musicians I know don't do this full time. They can't support themselves. Are you all able to support yourselves with your music?
Yeah, I am. I do my own. Aside from what I do with Ramana, it's. I also do a lot of freelance. I do a lot of corporate gigs and that sort of thing, and I teach as well. So it's all music for me. It's all music. It's nothing else. I can't do anything else. I don't know how.
That's great. And what do you do besides your music?
Well, I personally, I think if I did music all the time, it would be really something that I didn't love or appreciate as much. So I balance my life as a yoga instructor and as a teacher, which to me is it feels like a nice balance to be a musician and to also have to do exercise. And also Jeff has that kind of life as well. He's a personal trainer.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for the vehicle of physical activity is part of very much an integral part of my life, and it's very important as regards to my routine and whatnot. When I have to travel, in fact, it's something that is a little bit. I have to become more accustomed to that, but but at the same time, it's kept me viable and well and alive. I met Ramana almost 5 years ago now, and she's my adopted sister for all intents and purposes, because I never had a sister, and I'll spare you all the other details, but she's really quite lovely. I love the music. It's quite plaintive and wonderful, and it takes me back to the fundamental song. When people get around a fire or they get around dinner, after dinner, they're singing a fundamental song. That's where it comes from, the heart and the soul, and that's why I'm doing this.
And you mentioned teaching. My wife happens to be a special education teacher, and one of the songs I noticed you dedicated about Down syndrome. Can you explain what that was about?
Well, the song was the woman, I should say the young lady that has Down syndrome is a girl named Sophia. Well, she's actually 12. So basically there goes a cell phone. My good friend, her first baby was a Down syndrome baby, and it just hit so close to home to have a friend, my best friend, have her first child be Down syndrome. And it wasn't an age issue. It was just one of those spiritual, interesting coincidences. I mean, I believe we all believe that it was meant to be for her to have this child, and she's a dear heart, and I wrote a song about her.
And since we're not going to be able to show that song, I think I got a little bit of a clip, but can you explain what the song is about then? What's
well, you guys can have one of my CDs. It has the song on it, Sophia. You can also go to my website and get it too. And the song is basically, it's an inspirational song saying, Sophia, you are the light of the world. Sophia, you are the apple of my eye. Sophia, you are a gift from God.
And speaking of your website, how would people find out how to reach you and find out where your next performances
Oh,
are?
I was hoping for that plug. My website is ramanaviera.net, and the name is Ramana. There's no O in Ramana. Everybody seems to make that mistake. Vieira is Vieira.net, and we also have a MySpace with the ensemble. It's the MySpace address, Ramana Vieira and Ensemble, www.myspace, Ramana Vieira and Ensemble. Actually, if you go to the website, you can go to the MySpace.
Deixa de pedir, eu não te acompanho mais. Thank you.
Well, we hope you had a great time here at the Bay Street Arts and Music Festival here in Emeryville. You know, I liked everything about this except there was one thing that really bugged me. It was seeing all those insects.
Wow, but I had a blast, especially talking to those belly dancers, and I think they talked me into taking a class.
Well, I can't wait for that. I'd really like to see you belly dance. You know, I enjoyed all the music we heard today, like meeting the musicians, and one thing that really surprised me was meeting a musician who also makes his own instruments.
Yes, and not only that, you didn't see this on camera, but I got Rich out there on the dance floor, and we listened to some really good sounds.
That's right, and that's why you didn't see me on camera, because I was dancing. Oh well, I'm Rich.
And I'm Joni.
We're always looking for fun.
And we hope we brought you some, because we're the fun addicts. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit our website, funaddicts.tv.